Hey there, Untitled speaking. We're continuing our sessions on the Kick device creation. Today we're gonna do a little bit of synchronization because now we've worked quite a lot on the subpatcher with regards to tweaking the pitch envelope. Now we're gonna connect all that to the main floating window and synchronize that with the main device. And we probably will be tweaking a little bit more UI elements. So let's get on to it. So let's clean up a bit now that we almost have the pitch envelope right, because as you can see we have some elements which have been just copied from the main patcher here. This is the main window. Sorry, this is the main window that, as you can see, the device, and there are some elements which are useful, but they exist in different times in the device, which is a bit an annoyance. So I really need to decide which one I want to keep and have the rest act as slaves elements. Unlock. I've saved and freeze the device, and I've changed the version number to 0.4.2 instead of 0.4.1. So we are. Let's rename, by the way, here. That's the version number here. And now if I display these two at the same time, you can see that I have buffer rendered click here, but it's existing as well here. So that's render kick and render click. But it probably isn't that much of an issue, as it actually doesn't create another buffer, if I remember well. It's just the same one, which is referenced at two places. As you can see, it's the same thing. So it's not occupying there's no mess here. So this one is interesting because it's the one when we can export the rendered kick into the as a file. So I want to keep it. Here I have a scale which is not connected. Yeah, it's connected to that thing. So that's the global scale. However, you see that if I touch that, nothing's happening. So I need to send that value to the subpatcher. So I can do that by several ways. The first one would be to send that to the patcher here, and use the inlets that we have here to update that value. So we can do so, but we can as well, as we would like at the same time, have the reverse information. If I change the thing here, you see that this one doesn't change. So that's a bit annoying. So I'm gonna use a send and receive message. So I was gonna say send, and the name will be kick duration. And so if I change this thing, it's gonna send the value to this one, and this one here will receive the message. So instead of send, it's going to be receive R. And when I receive that, I want to make sure that I'm going to update this value here. I want as well to update the knob, but what I don't want to do is having this value sending out to the rest of the another sense, because I need to synchronize both. So I'm gonna have to do something like that. And same here. You're gonna understand what I mean. So here I got this message. If I'm sending something from here, it's gonna arrive there. If I just connect this here and there, then I have some kind of a loop, and it's usually problematic. So because this message will be sent and received there, and it's gonna trigger a cycle. So that's really not something that you want to do. However, usually what I do is I replace this by the set message, which will only update that, but not do anything afterwards. So if you see, if I change this, oh yeah, no, sorry, connected to the right, to the wrong thing. This load bank doesn't make any sense because I'm gonna have it on the main device. So if I change the value here, you see that the other one is changing as well, but nothing is happening there because setting the values doesn't make it output. So I still need to have this value used whenever it's received. So I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna use a floating point here. And instead of connected directly from there, I'm gonna connect to that value. And then this value will actually receive the value which is outputted from there, because if I change here, I want to receive, but it will as well receive the value I'm sending there. However, this one, in that case, if I just do it like so, then I'll get again my loop. But what I want to do is connect here. So if I change this value from that slider, from that knob, then it will be sending, and that's the only case where I want to send this kick from here to there. So if you see what I mean, let's give it a try. So you see that my knob to the right is turning, my values are updated, but it doesn't cause any loop because this one is just changing value without outputting anything. Let's do the opposite. So I'm gonna connect that here. Normally I'm okay because no matter what I do, I won't have any loop, and I want to have this updated. So if I increase one value, then the other one is following, and if I do the opposite, I get the same thing on the opposite direction. So we're almost there. The last thing that we want to do is make sure that you don't have two parameters that can be stored in the project, because you're gonna end up with two values storing the mem number with the same name. So this one is visible to mapping. It means that we can map it to live, but I don't want to store it or automate it. It's just you can control it, but you can't store it. And on the opposite, this one that we're gonna display will be the main one that will be automated and stored. This way I only have one element, which is called kick duration in my parameters if you go back to live. Okay. Next we're gonna do the same for the pitch envelope, but in that case the pitch goes as it's set from the subpatcher here, so the pitch will be used there. I'm gonna use the same, we're gonna use the same kind of trick. So we're gonna receive from here max pitch. Let's call it max pitch. Oh, sorry. No, not again. I don't need this output value because we have one on the main patcher. So max pitch will not be connected directly, so it's gonna set this, and at the same time it's gonna update, or can be an integer in that case, because my max pitch is an integer, my pitch is an integer, and this one instead will be connected to here, and I need to connect that in case it's changed as well, like so. And I need to send my pitch if I modify the knob, so like so. This will trigger the pitch send. So let's just clean up a little bit. And there we go. That's not very visible. Okay, and we're gonna do the same for the min pitch. Actually, that was a min pitch, but whatever. I mean, doesn't change anything. But let's just use the same. This is named min, so let's use min. So here gonna be the max pitch. This will be connected. I may have made a mistake. We're gonna see. So Actually, what I want to do is not make that. No. No, I need to make the same construct. It's gonna be easier. So actually this thing goes there and there, but not here, like so. So min pitch send directly to my integer, which in turn send to the knob and the calculation of min and max pitch. This one as well sends updates, and as well it will send to the main patcher the current value. That's good. So I need to grab this and copy it here. Yep. This will be connected to there instead. Yep. Okay, and this sent to max pitch. So let's rename our parameters. Max pitch. Is that all? Yes, apparently it is. So now if I change this, my knob is turning, so that's what I want. Next thing is make sure that this thing won't be stored. So I only want to make it mappable, but not stored. And same for this one. And we're gonna grab this and send them to the main patcher. This allows us to play if we want to render the main kick or the reference I may sometime to close the patcher from here if it's a noise, so I can as well close it. So if I click here, I'm opening and closing my patcher. I'm going to change the colors afterward, but it's not the right time for that. And then what I want to add to the output of my patcher, do I have any output? Yeah, I have an output in my patcher, in my sub patcher, because I'm going to use this this output to be notified whenever I close the window. I close bank. Okay, I already have that. So this simple construct that I have here will actually send the bank when I close the window, and this bank can be intercepted and will trigger the word 0. And this word 0 will actually deactivate the toggle. So if I can open and close, and if I close the patcher, it doesn't work. No data. I want my kick. Let's just check that it's working. Yeah, for some reason, for now, it doesn't send anything, but I'm pretty sure that it will. Probably the audio driver is off. Sometimes it's just that, it's just this. And so the scheduler doesn't work, and so the banks don't happen. They do. But there is here another display. So I have 2 instances that are open, which might be a problem. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that this construct works, but it's not sending anything at the moment, so we'll check that later. We'll check that later if it's not okay. All right. Just checking that everything is all right. So we have. Oh, there's something here which doesn't make any sense. So we have a reference kick and.
But have you ever thought?
Oh yeah, there's something here that I started to add. It was a possibility of changing the display colors of the elements, and that might be something that we can use later on. I have nothing generated at the moment. By the way, it should be generating something. Okay, better. So if you see here, I can change the color of my kick display, the generate kick display. But that's actually not what I was being asked. It was the fan capability of changing the color here. So if I copy all this and put it inside my subpatcher, I want to change the color of my envelope. It's fine. Place here, and what I want to change is the color of the elements, and so this is name line color. And now I need to find a place to put that, which is no big deal because I have all this available. I think that my selector is not on the presentation. Yeah. There we go. I can play with that, and it doesn't work. Yeah, it's not connected to anything. No, I want to have the same color to clear, like so. So now I can change the color of that. I'm going to remove this background, which was there just to when we wanted to check the element. So this is going to be transparent. And this will not change. For now, I don't want to give the possibility of changing all the possible colors in the world, but what we see that this palette is not, this color picker is not exactly where I want it to. All this that I do, I'd rather do it now, because when I'm going to copy the patcher, the pitch envelope patcher to update the amp envelope, then I don't want to have to redo it. However, what I want to do is have a default color for this. So I need to have an initial value for my color picker. This way it's stored, and the initial value, let's say that my pitch was in pink. So let's keep this for now, full opacity, and I want to store that value. So when a value doesn't have an initial enable, and I click on the initial enable, it will just store the current value. So that's what I wanted. This is why I set the values. And same for this one, it's stored, and the initial value is 100%, which means maximum opacity. Good. The next thing I wanted to do was to be able to see the patcher envelope, even though I'm editing the amp envelope. If you see what I mean, when I'm editing the pitch, I don't see the amp at all, and oppositely. At some point, I would like to be able to have a shade of the current pitch envelope when I'm editing the amp envelope, or at least a reminder of it. That best thing will actually. Oh yeah, that's the main envelope. It's a floating one, so I counted that. Oh, I'm in live. Yeah, I'm not in my editing mode anymore. Yes. Okay. So now I see both of them, and now I have one or the other. My concern is that I want to see my pitch envelope when my amp is displayed, but I don't want to have all the interface of it, just the shape. So it's not exactly what we want. So I may have to duplicate this envelope to the outside world and have it show somewhere on the kick device, on the floating point, which is anyway probably a good idea, because at some point I will want anyway to see things in the main patcher, and I currently don't have anything for doing so. So let's say that I'm only editing here, so I only want a copy of my envelope. So I can probably copy this one. So nothing is changing from here, apart the line thickness. That's a bit of a problem, because I want actually to sync two objects of the same exact type with all their parameters, and this is not something that you can easily do in Max. You have to somehow recreate the object. So I can copy the object as it is now. However, all these messages that are sent to the main to this main object will not be sent to the copy unless I use this send and receive stuff. So I'm afraid that we don't have any choice but doing that. So let's say that I'm copying to the main device, for example.
This week I had some productive time in the studio in Nashville. We
And
finished some super excited 40 tests.
I'm gonna receive from
and one of them is for sure still
pitch
coming out
window,
at the end of the year.
from
For
pitch
now, let's get back to
and
the music with the lead track
envelope,
from a brand new
for
EP
example.
that has just dropped on
And this
Purified
is
Records.
going to
It's
receive
Dance
all the
Sushi
message from the
with
pitch
Andy.
envelope.
You're listening to
And then
with Nora and
everything that is happening from here will be as well sent. So this will be sent, this will be sent. The dump and the bank, we don't care about that. However, what we want to do is each time this envelope is changed, I want to copy the content to that main envelope. And for doing so, this message that we have here should be intercepted and will generate two things. Hold on a sec. So one thing that you can do between two envelopes, it's quite recent, is if you send the copy message to a function and a paste message right after that to another function, it's going to actually copy it. So what I'm going to send is copy message. So this will trigger a copy message. Let's use the same color because I'm going to ask to this. I'm gonna send a copy message to that envelope to say, hey, copy the content, and then I'm gonna send a paste message, but to the main one. So if you see, let's just change something, and it currently doesn't work. Let's check that we are receiving things, no data. My send and receive, they are not working. None of them, so that's probably something in the scheduler which is not, the scheduler is probably not working at all. Yeah, need to initialize. That's a bit of a problem when you're editing. That's the weird thing is that my audio status is on. So it should be, let's actually the audio interrupt. The bangs should actually bang, so if I change, let's check that the bang is occurring. Yeah, the bang is occurring. But here the send doesn't work. Oh, vtom pitch envelope. My bad. Let's try again. Yeah, good. Now you see that my sub envelope, my main envelope is following what I'm doing with the main one. I won't do the opposite. I could do the same and send back the changes from this one. For the time being, I don't want to give. I mean, that was the previous version. The previous version had everything in the device, and we were able to edit things from the main device. And but it was quite inconvenient. So I don't want to give this possibility back at the moment. So maybe let me know in the comment if you think that having the possibility of changing things right in the device or in the floating window can be of interest. But for now, I'm going to remove this possibility. So I'm going to ignore clicks inside this envelope. And as well, maybe in the main device, I don't want to change the line thickness because it won't change size. So I'm going to remove that. And the point size as well, actually, I don't need it because the main device won't do it. Like so. And here I'm going to set these values to something which is standard. Let's say maybe 3 is a bit low. Let's say 4 pixels. And the line width would be only 2 pixels. Let's enter the value. Something like that. And let's put this with the right size at the right place, so I can see my element. I'm currently nuts. Oh no, I get a better idea. Let's let's still copy everything. I was there and there. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna ignore these messages. So I'm gonna root point size. So this will allow us to filter point size to the first outlet, then line thickness to the second outlet, and anything which doesn't match will go directly to the third outlet. So this is a way to remove anything which is point size, which starts with point size and line thickness. So if you see, if I'm changing the size of my window, it's not here that I want to do that, but there. If I change the size of my window, my envelope here, we have changes in the width of the line and the step, but they won't be sent here. They won't be used here. The reason why I'm doing so is that I'm gonna make a second copy of this envelope, but in this case I will use it. I will use all the parameters because it will be the shade that I want to display. So let's just add a few things, because the line color as well will be sent to that second envelope, and this will not be filtered. So if I change the color here, you see that the two patches, the two envelopes are changing at the same time. And this is good for now. And then I'm gonna copy all this thing. Let's make sure that it's not saved. Well, it can be saved. I mean, it's not a parameter. Yeah, it has to be a parameter. So if I save it, I'm gonna have to save two values. But it's no big deal because it can't be. This thing I don't think can be undone using the menu. If you change an envelope, I don't think you can undo that because it's what they call a blob. But we'll see later if it's necessary. But let's just copy that a second time. And now let's close this one. And I want to copy it here, like so. And let's put it just right there. So that's the mini copy. And in that case, I want everything to be sent there. Because yeah, the line thickness has to follow. There's another thing that I have to follow. It's the size of the envelope itself. But this is not a message that we get from the outside world. So I need to send as well this presentation rect that you see here, which changes the position and size. So this one as well has to be sent to the pitch envelope, but I don't want to use it here. So let's filter it out from there. Presentation rect. And this is the last one which I still want to use. And here, if I switch back to my sub window, to my floating window, and you see I have, oh no, no, it doesn't work because I have this offset. Oh, then I have this offset because it's not inside the B-patcher. So I can't use the presentation rect as it is, but instead I want to add it's not really a problem. So let's close that and change this thing. Yeah, as you say, hell is in the details. So let's get back here. But I have here this information. So I'm gonna route that presentation rect. To intercept this particular message. The rest of the message, it can go untouched, but this one has to be filtered. So what I'm receiving is just make sure that something is sent. So I have a message, I should have a message there. So I'm seeing here that I have 0, 70 and the width and height, but instead it's not 0 and 70 that I want, it's the value which is there. So it's actually unpack 4 integers or 4 floats, whatever. So let's unpack, and I'm gonna change the first numbers. So I'm gonna pack, so the x value will be 100, and then the y value will be 50 plus, I think it's gonna be 50 plus 70, something like that. And then we're gonna use $1 and $2, which are the width and height which have been given to us. Like so. And I can actually do present directly. I think we can do that. If I connect this here just to check. No. Nope. No, what I'm doing. Not $1, $2. FF. So I probably can put my presentation right, like so. These two ones. So this one goes finally. This one is just right before. Okay, and it doesn't actually copy the message. The first text is a 0 here. Yeah, I mean, I'm just that's a bit of overkill. Let's just prepend. I'm going to use pack, so it's triggered by any inlet, and now that's good. So if I do that, and I get back on my main patcher, let's just move the window, and now you see that they actually don't show because they are overlapping. So if I display the amp envelope, I still have the pitch which is visible, but as you can see I can't edit it because it's behind. So I'm currently editing the oh, huh? That's weird. Yeah. So I'm still editing this one. So it might be a bit annoying. So maybe the opacity has to be intercepted, and I want it to be lower because if I change these things, the message which is sent there is the line color message. So you see that line color contains 5 items, so the name line color plus the 4 floating point numbers. The last one is actually the opacity, so this is the one we want to change. So let's make a bit of room for this thing. And I'm gonna root line color. And look at what we do. So we have 4 elements again. So this is the third outlet. And now what I'm gonna do is divide this one by 2 to have something which is maximum 0.5 in terms of opacity. So it's gonna be less visible. And gonna pack again. As they are, so I'm following the same hue and luminosity, but not the opacity. That's not the only thing that we have to do, but we'll see that afterward. So let's just change the color, and you see that my amp is half the color. Let's check if I can edit. And you see what is going on here. It's actually very interesting because what we have, the shade that we have here is the envelope, which is in the main patcher. So its opacity is half the one of my main one, but it's still displayed because I'm not hiding it. So I'm able to see what my envelope was before I change anything. And if I release, then it's gonna follow. And it's actually quite a nice addition, which I wasn't expecting, but it's very nice. So let's keep it as it is. I was wondering if I had to just to remove it in case it was not the amp envelope and the pitch envelope, in case it was the pitch envelope that we wanted to display. But this is pretty nice. So let's just remove this, clean up a bit. Yeah, cleaning up is the thing that you do like twice a day when you're doing any kind of software, but it's especially true when you're doing Maxforlive stuff, because it can get messy quite easily. I hope you don't mind the music which is behind. Let me know. Last time I was using music from State Azure. It was a generative music which was pretty nice and relatively chill. This one is a bit more groovy because it's Noran Pure, so it's melodic and deep house. But it's getting ducked by my voice, so normally my voice should be quite okay. There we go. Let's save. Just check in, but this doesn't seem to do anything. I see if I change here that my envelope is redrawn, but for some reason it doesn't use the frequencies which I'm setting. So there must be some, yeah, there's some troubles in the patches. Oh, it's still crashing. So first thing is that my init message doesn't seem to be sent. And so it's causing a lot of errors. Not sure why at load it's actually not working, but it's probably because this bang that we have here is occurring maybe too early, and so we can try. Not a big fan of using defer low, but I want actually to delay that. Like so. Oh. Yeah, I'll get two messages here. For sure. But I need probably to do that a bit more cleverly. So T update envelope initialize. This way I want first to initialize, and secondly to update the envelope. This is useless, and this connects there. So I'm initializing my JavaScript, and then I'm updating. It might help. We'll see if it's working, and then I need to investigate why changing this doesn't actually trigger the proper change in terms of the frequencies. Because I think there's a print somewhere which I may have to remove. No, it's not printing. It's not sending anything. It should be seen here. You see, I should have some messages going out and displaying, but for some reason they don't get triggered at all. Not sure if it's a schedule. Oh, not sure if it's a scheduler issue or whatever. Let's just put a random print here. It's actually working, but nothing is happening here. So let's print from there, and nothing's happening either. Oh, now I have something. Where's that? Okay, so it's printing, but it's not this one. So there's a print somewhere, which, yeah, it's pitch. Oh, yeah, pitch 2. Okay, that's this one. So this one is actually being triggered on a regular basis, which shouldn't be happening. So let's put a bank somewhere and see where it's occurring. Oh, I still have this Q Metro here. That's where it comes from. Okay, so now it's a bit cleaner. And now if I change this, I'm actually sending elements. The modifications are being sent. Okay. And then if I turn here, I should have something happening as well. Let's clear. But it doesn't. And if I click here, nothing is actually happening. My envelope doesn't seem to be dumping anything. Okay. There's a bang missing, which would be, let's see if I can just reuse this one. But there's definitely a bang that should have been sent. 1, 2, bang, like so. Okay. And now we may check on our waveform if it's doing any better. I'm not sure yet. No. For now, it doesn't change a lot. I see my envelope being redrawn, my pitch, but my minimum frequency seems to be the only thing that we are handling, though I have pitch here, which is sent to the output. So let's open again the subpatcher. We can remove this pitch 2 because it's working. And then I only have this pitch here, and we gotta make sure that it's triggered, and it is. So when I'm banging here on the second outlet, I want to trigger my curve. Let's check if it's actually the case. The second outlet is receiving a bang, and it's triggering the output of the curve. So that's it. But for some reason, this curve doesn't do anything, or at least doesn't do what I want. So let's change that to 20 to 20,000, which will be the min and max frequency that we can have. And you see it's doing something, but the curve is not occurring. Oh. Let's just take that we are okay. So we'll go from exponential time, advanced. Let's maybe check on the function documentation. I got one here, just to see if we connected it right. Yeah, it should. It is. Because if I put a number here, just make sure that it's occurring in milliseconds and things like that. Yeah. Let's make a print here. Yeah. Start value and then couples of value in just one message. Oops. Nope. Yeah, I changed my curve here, so that's the third parameter. So the thing is really value, time taken, and curve. And what is received here is, yeah, let's dump a value, time taken, and curve. And these are the frequencies. Oh no, that's one single group that is sent from here. So I need to correct that. All right. Yeah, actually, it's not a pack that I want to do here. What I want to do is group everything from there, and then when my dump is over, I want to ungroup. So I'm gonna use ZL.group, which will group everything, and then so I'm sending my okay, I'm clearing the iterate. I'm asking it to iterate on 3. I'm sending the list with everything. And what I want to do now is, at the end, sorry, is add a bank to that ZL group here. So it sends out the curve message. So this goes there. This can go to hell. And finally, I have that group here, which I want to trigger like so. Let's give it a try. Yeah. It looks better. It's happening fast, of course. The maximum frequency is not as high. And it's actually following now my pitch envelope. And if I see here, I should have something better. Of course, now my pitch envelope is totally wrong, so let's clean it. Yeah, that's no big deal. It's still not doing what I want. It seems to be doing something now, at least. But I think it's not regenerating when I change the point. So probably my bank is not handled properly. So let's remove this. So if I change the point, the bank is sent, which will trigger the output. So yeah, it should be changing our pitch envelope properly, but it doesn't. This is outputting min pitch and max pitch. Pitch or frequency. I think it's frequency that I'm actually receiving here. Yeah, let's change the name of these outlets that are actually not used for the time being, but man, it's just because I'm lazy. I want to use this and not having to change my oscilloscope as I go. Max frequency. So now I can pack these two floating values and use them to range my oscilloscope. Prepend range. Now you see my oscilloscope has the right values. And what I can do as well. Okay, let's first try to regenerate it. No, that's not what I wanted. I want the signal, of course. Something's happening too fast. Let's remove the smoothing just in case. Yeah, just for the sake of testing, I'm increasing the maximum size of my kick, so I can see things happening slower. Oh. Why is it? Oh, okay, because that's because of my loop here. It was there. Let's remove that one for the time being. We have to remove it later, but for now, I don't care. You see my kick generating. It's 10 seconds. So now it's very slow, but it's still not doing what I want. And you see that my maximum frequency is not the one I was expecting. So that's the bad news. Oh yeah, no, because I'm not at the maximum. Let's say I'm gonna start at the maximum. And let's regenerate. And now I should have something which goes nicely from the top to the bottom. But it's really fast. Yeah, but at some point I need to, yeah, here is the bang message, which actually triggers the redrawing, but the same thing should happen if I change the envelope, and this is not actually happening. So I may just have to connect this here. It's ugly, but let's check. Yeah, but here I don't see what I'm doing. Like so. Yeah, okay. So that was only it. I mean, I didn't connect this thing there. Let's say align. I'm not very happy with the current layout. Let's make a bit of space for it. Like so. Oh, that's awful. That's a bit better, but not that much. Let's just select some other color. I'm gonna take it like that, but have it a little bit less visible for the messages which are sent to the envelope copy. Now, I just lost some elements. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Yeah, roughly like this. I just want to check that it's... Oh yeah. At least it seems to be working. And then the sound is not nice. Better. This is sounding a bit 909. Because of the minimum frequency. A bit more Goa-ish. Okay, so it seems to be working. So the next step will be to maybe remove this from here and put it in the middle with the possibility to change the opacity so we can see the actual shape of the kick with a different color as it is now, as I can do. I get two different elements which are controlling the same thing, so it's probably some mistake. Let's check them at the same time when they are, yeah, waveform color, yeah, actually I'm setting the same thing. So this one is useless because this was for a fixed color, and this is now something that we can change on the fly, like so, and show waveform. But anyway, this is going to move somewhere. I only want I wanted to have this in the middle, and it's not really a problem. It's not really hard because I know exactly what I want to when I want to be. So I just need to send the right presentation rectangle, as I've done already, which will be the same one that we have here, by the way. So we can probably use the same thing there, like so. And now if I just move my window, you see my envelope is right in the middle, so I can hide it a little bit. Oh, this way, this one. And now I'm seeing my waveform right behind my editor. I think it's in front of it. You see, it's hiding my pitch envelope somehow. So, and it's probably have it has a background color. No, it doesn't. Grid color, I don't care. It's not displayed anyway. Section color, but it needs to be sent to back. No. Okay, so that's this which I changed. Okay. And now we see that my pitch is actually following the curve which I'm using. Man, this looks good. This looks good. And if I change my phase, you see that my kick, though it has the same shape, it's slightly moving in terms of its starting point. I've done that to actually be able to tweak the actual phase of my kick. If I want to sync it with the bass, it might be useful. I mean, I'm not the expert in kick and bass creation, but so you guys will tell me when I get that to you. Will tell me if it's convenient to use or if it just sounds like crap at the start. So maybe I need to remove this point and start really from the top. I get my reference kick here. I think it is. That's the rendered kit. That's the reference kick. They are a bit similar because I've just played on that. But my reference kick actually should as well be displayed on the at the same place as my rendered kick is, if I want to see it. So I can copy that here, and then I need to see. I need to copy that as well, and that's gonna be the reference kick, and this goes there, and I can remove all that. Let's just make sure that all this goes together nicely, because now they're just behaving like shit. Say something like that. maybe have the text there. The name here. Let's do so same for there. I'm sorry if my screen seems to be lagging a bit, but it's a 4K, and for some reason my computer is lagging to display it. All right, so now if I just change the size of this window, this goes along at the same place. So it allows us to see at the same time. So that's going to be our reference kick. And let's say our created kick goes like there. They are a little bit on top of each other, and they don't mix up that nicely. I need to find the right color. Say something like that. Same color but different opacity. So now what I can do with it is try to match my reference kick more or less. So let's just put it a little bit more visible. So here I see that my lower frequency is probably which one is it? Yeah, mine is the pink one. So my end frequency is probably too high. So let's lower it a little bit. So something which is roughly the same frequency. I can see as well that my amplitude envelope is quite wrong. If I want to have something similar, let's do something like that. And then a little bit like that. Is it like cheating? I don't know. Well, at least I'm trying to replicate something which I know works. Like so. That's opposite direction. Probably add a new point here. Of course, we're just playing, but it's just to get us in the ballpark, like so. And this should be a little bit punchier. Quite a bit punchier. Something like that. Maybe the overall frequency should be like half value. So that's it for the amp envelope. Now we can do a little bit with the pitch envelope. It's roughly okay. Still, you can go real lower, like so. This A1, A1 is actually the minimum that we can get. So maybe we have to even go lower than this, because I'm really at the bottom of what I can achieve. As you can see, I'm still a little bit faster. So it would mean that my kick would have a little bit less low end on its tail than the reference kick that we have. But the rest seems to be quite okay. Of course, it's a bit hard to see here. So I'd probably say that being able to zoom in any part of the waveform is good. I'm not sure if I will be able to do so easily. I mean, I can zoom the waveform, this is not a problem, but if I want to zoom as well my points, that's gonna be a bit tighter as my envelope is constrained inside the beat patcher. So maybe I need to send the presentation rectangle to my envelope to zoom in and out, to shift it from the left on the right, and so that will work for the beat patcher. But for the replica envelope, which is inside of this thing, it will probably not work, because this replica would then go to the right of my patcher and probably would add like sliders here, and so it would be messy. But anyway, let's give it a try and see if we can get any proper sound now with this approach. Let's use this. When I change that, it doesn't trigger, which is not a surprise, because samely as I didn't connect my envelope change to the output bank, I didn't do it either. You see that cable, which is where is that? You see all this cable going from there. When I'm changing these things, I'm actually not updating. So I should, yeah, because if I change this, I have to update there, but then my envelope gets updated but doesn't doesn't receive any bank. It actually received here the coordinates, but I probably need to ask it to send the bank as well. Let's see if I just output the bank here. So it's in the update, like this: update X, update Y, update C. And they are calling update envelope. And I think that in update envelope, I should add a bang, like so. So the outlet one is going to the envelope. So I'm gonna send outlet 1, and to send a bang, I just have to send bang as the text, and it gets converted into a bang, like this. Probably need to reinitialize, and then let's check if it's working any better if I change that point. Okay, so that's it for today. As I told you, we've now connected properly the pitch envelope and sorted out what was wrong in terms of kick generation. So we have something which should be working fine. We haven't been able to set up any sound at the moment, but it's going to be the next step. And we have to work now on the amp envelope, but we probably will need to do a little bit more on the interface, like working on the colors and synchronize elements and some display things which are still not as good as I would like them to be. So if you like these sessions, if you like the videos that I'm doing, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to support me a little bit more, please consider subscribing to my Patreon. I'd be grateful. And in the meantime, take care. Cheers.